I wish you would just say that.
So Iran's in big trouble.
Yeah.
It looks to me that the people are taking over certain cities that nobody thought were really possible just a few weeks ago. We're watching the situation very carefully. I made the statement very strongly that if they start killing people like they have in the past, we will
like
get
to do
involved.
that.
We'll be hitting them very hard.
Pace my way to Palestine.
Boots on the
The
ground.
love.
It's hitting very, very hard where it hurts. So we don't want that to happen. There have been cases like this where President Obama totally backed down. But this is something pretty incredible that's happening.
Was Obama a femboy?
It's an amazing thing to watch. They've done a bad job. They've treated their people very badly, and now they're being paid back. So let's see what happens. We're watching it. We're watching it very closely.
How long do you think the Ayatollah will be in power after what we've seen play out?
He's wearing a pin. Yeah, he's wearing a pin of himself. That's right. Iran threatens death penalty for anyone taking part in protests. Oh, wow. For the college students, this is what real anti-fascism looks like. One of the most consequential protests in a generation. Unarmed Iranian people are risking everything to fight the secret police and rid themselves of 45 years of Islamo-fascist ayatollahs and their sick regime or reign of terror. This is one we saw yesterday. Poly Market? Yeah, I'll pull it up.
Hey.
Can we get the Minnesota flag back now? That's a great question.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that would be really fucking
I'm
funny.
not that
And,
good at it though.
and it'd be nice
I
to see-
gotta.
yeah, this is what's so insane about this is that this is what real protests look like. This is what, real fucking fascism looks like. Not this other bullshit. So I think he's speaking in Farsi, right? Yeah, he is. But, Crown Prince releases a message on the importance of diaspora Iranians to support their compatriots back home by shining as much light as possible on their struggle. I mean, I do what I can, right? As I said, I've got, a number of friends that are Iranian and so Persian, and so I want to make sure that I talk about this too. And also, it's like, I don't really see a lot of other creators really talking about the protests at all. Which is kind of weird. I mean, you would expect to see tons of people going on and talking about this, but for whatever reason, it's like, well, Fox News, okay, Fox News, respectably, is actually talking about this. That's good. And CNN has made 1 or 2 videos about it. But overall, be careful, some posts contain blood, but not this. Okay, let me go back and pull this one up right now. Attorney Dr. told Time that at least 217 protesters have been reported dead at 6 hospitals in the city, mostly killed by live ammunition as Islamic security forces open fire on anti-regime protesters. There it is. They're literally out there shooting people with AK-47s. Maybe that's a shotgun, I don't know. But either way, that's what they're doing. Yes, this is what it really looks like whenever you're being, I guess, oppressed, right? This is what real oppression looks like.
Flames filling the streets of Tehran as protests intensify across
This is
Iran.
insane.
Protesters now burning cars and government buildings in the capital city while the regime looks to clamp down.
Yeah, the Ayatollah addressing the protest this morning, hours after he cut off internet access. He says he's refusing to back down, accusing President Trump of sabotaging him.
All right, it's somebody else's fault.
And President Trump, focus on your own country.
Former Navy captain and Pentagon official Brent Sadler joins
We
us
have to.
now, and thank you
Well,
so
not
much for
only
doing
ours.
just that. The Ayatollah has shut down the internet there. He's calling these protesters terrorists, and apparently he has this exit strategy if these protests continue to Russia.
I mean, here's the thing, right? I mean, to the extent that you're the supreme leader of the country and you have a publicly understood exit strategy, it's over. You're done. You're done. Just leave. Just leave. You know you're done. You know you're cooked. Absolutely.
You know, there have been rounds of protests to take place in Iran before that haven't amounted to anything. But do you view what's happening now as different and something that could actually lead to change?
Yes, the
Assad escaped to Russia also? Yeah, he did.
widespread. I mean, every corner of the country now has had major and sustained protests in every major city across the country.
Yep.
for the longest time, the
I
one
think there's like
that-
31 or something different provinces in Iran, and every single one of them is an open revolt and open protest.
Or like
Violence
26,
up
you
in the
know?
Northwest, that also
Basically
has
everyone, not every
influenced
single one.
really several cities apparently have even
Whatever,
been
maybe
taken over by
he's right.
protesters as the Iranian authorities have vacated out of the area. So those are significant events, but still the regime has a knack of snapping back and certainly using a lot of violence in order to regain its control. So
Yeah.
the longer this goes, the more likely this regime is about to reach a breaking point. So we're not that far into this. When the Shah fell from power, it was after about a year of this type of activity.
Here's
I
what
don't know about that, man. I think that this can't last. This can't go on for more than like a couple of weeks. I mean, they're literally burning down all the buildings of the government. They're going to run out of buildings.
Nice.
I mean, let's just be logistical here. If you're burning down like 5 buildings a day, there's probably only a handful of buildings.
To be honest, we all don't understand.
I don't know a lot about it, but yeah.
Yeah, we don't
the
understand.
president
He's
said to
alright.
Sean last night about what he thinks he wants to see when it comes to Iran. Listen.
Iran.
That Iran, do you think the country is on the verge of collapsing?
Well, it could be. I mean, look at the United States in the past. They've started shooting the hell out of people.
That's what they're doing
Killing
now.
people without any weapons whatsoever, standing there and have machine guns gunning them down, or they take them to prisons and then hang them and kill them.
Yep.
So they play rough, and I said if they
No,
do
I
that,
think really, I don't think people understand how bad it is. There were some windows into how bad it was when Assad left Syria and the Syrian government fell. You had babies in prisons because there were women who were in prison that got raped by the different guards. Like, we're talking some Batman villain Bane shit.
we're going to hit them.
That's how bad it was. Sick.
If they do that, we're going to hit them hard.
Brett, should we have a role in Iran if the regime ultimately does collapse? And if so, what should that role be?
Yeah, a lot has changed now and very different from the historical record from the 1979 revolution.
Yeah, for some reason my hair isn't too bad, but it feels terrible.
I mean, first and foremost, it's the Iranian people's responsibility to change their government. The United States clearly has an interest in that.
Yeah.
I think President Trump will act if U.S. interests.
That's one of the issues, I think, too, that's preventing a lot of leftists from supporting the Iranian Revolution, is because the Iranian Revolution is in the best interest of the United States of America and also Israel.
Yeah.
So it's in our best interest that Iran has
It's
a
pretty
revolution
dumb,
and this
to be
government is
honest.
deposed. But because their entire ideology is adversarial to Israel and America,
Nice.
they can't support something that is beneficial to those different sides. Isn't that insane? Isn't it stupid? That's what bots do, though.
It's an opportunity for the better as well as to safeguard any threats from the regime. Again, the regime is making threats against the United States, and that may be a pretext for U.S. action if they want to. If it becomes clear that the regime is actually going to try and make good on those threats. But to kind of go back to the core issue here, it's the Iranian people that I think are fed up, and I think what's also different is the economy is in free fall. The regime has been discredited because of defeat after defeat after
Like,
defeat.
my understanding is that Iran, like, I saw a lot of photos of Iran from, like, the 70s, right? Because the thing happened in 79, right? So majority from the 70s or before this. It was a really nice place. I don't think it's equivalent to this at all because, yeah, like, as far as I know, they weren't having, like, just a continuously... Because it's undeniable that the sanctions and the international pressure that they've put on Iran has suppressed and hurt their economy. It has. Not to mention Iran funding terrorists, but even from outside forces, Iran has been damaged from that. Are you saying Democrats support Iranian protesters being gunned down? No, I don't think that they support it, but I don't think that the optics around not supporting it is something that they're willing to stand on. Does that make sense? So, like, I think that very clearly most Democrats probably support the Iranian Revolution, but because there's a very small subset of people that are extremely radical and violent and aggressive inside of that ideology, I think that it causes a groupthink of just basically the tail wagging the dog, where none of them are talking about it really. But do I think that average Democrats support Iran gunning down protesters? Absolutely not. But I do think the extremists view it as they don't even think about the protesters. They don't think about the people. They think about Iran falling. Okay, that's more Western influence. Okay, that's in the best interest of the United States and Israel. I hate the United States and Israel. So then I want Iran to continue, on. Like that's I think the way they think about it. And then it's also, I think there's a religious component.
Yeah, it's weird because like he's mentioning Israel. Okay, we know how everyone is so dumb now and they hate Israel, but like even the US, they hate it because they're American. It's the best for the US as well.
Is probably going to be totally different. I'm right wing and I don't agree with what's going on. Yeah, no doubt. But they always have done Palestine trained, but not the Iran people? Yeah, but that's because Palestine was oppositional to Western interests from their mind.
Defeat in the last year in its war through its proxies against Israel.
Almost some countries are Islamically governed, Zach. Again, I mean, we're really going to compare Turkey with Saudi Arabia, with Qatar, and then say it's the same as Iran. I mean, like, we have to admit that there's a spectrum. Like, Islam is not a monolith.
Yeah, it is
the severe
different.
strikes against its nuclear weapons enterprise by the United States, it's pretty clear confidence in this regime is very low on all fronts, and perhaps this might be the match that will light a fire to finally get rid of this regime.
And speaking of the economy, there are reports that China could buy Iranian crude to make up for lost Venezuelan supply. That is,
I think that if we help Iran transition, I think that we should make sure that China still is able to buy oil from Iran. I do. I think that we should be able to do that because, again, like, China is a big trading partner with us, and at this point, we've now taken out two of their main, oil suppliers. I think we absolutely should keep selling to them, for sure. But, like, I mean, not we doing it, but, like, help Iran do it if we need to. Because it will also, because here's the reason too, keep this in mind, is that by doing that, you enrich the Iranian people. Because we want to make sure, revolutions happen when shit's awful, right? Like, you look at the Nazi revolution, you look at the Iranian revolution. Most revolutions happen, I was thinking most, the first Iranian revolution, maybe not as much, but like overall, revolutions generally happen.
Damn, I didn't get taught about the Nazi revolution in my whole
So my point is that in order to make sure that Iran is effectively revolution-proof, especially inside of the window of them recalibrating what their government and their society is going to be, you have to make sure that they have that safety net socially. And the way you do that is making sure that previous trade agreements are continued to make sure that these people don't just lose out on even more.
I got lucky there, by the way.
On even more opportunity. You see what I'm saying? You have to leave them with a foothold. Yeah, of course.
obviously no longer guaranteed. Could an unintended consequence of U.S. intervention in Venezuela be bringing these two adversaries of ours, China and Iran, closer together?
Oh, I think they are already fairly close. Iran relies on the Chinese so much so that they give the Chinese a pretty hefty discount on the oil that they sell to China.
Yeah.
They are the largest exporter.
They want cheap oil, not regular price oil. Then do a five-year plan, right? I mean, there's 50 ways to do it. Like, there's a lot of times where, like, if you're changing a price or something, be like, okay, you're not gonna have to pay, like, full price right now, but you will after 3 years, right? Or 5 years or something like that. That way, it doesn't just suddenly fucking fuck up their economy, but at the same time, you're moving towards that. So there's a clean transition.
Petroleum is common sense. So the Chinese are also benefiting from this relationship, and it probably also goes into military equipment as well as clearly.
And you think about it, right? Indirectly, China is benefiting.
Why was he not going for? I know I messed up, but like still.
They're not, honoring it, and so they're doing it, and now they're able to buy it on the cheap.
BRICS
Organization their economy, because we don't want to have. The reason why is that
So why we
to
haven't
generate
seen
terrorist
Sabanis?
regimes, radicalism, and violence.
Arabiya fi
That's the reason
Hamsi.
why. And Iran is really close to a lot of our other allies in the Middle East, obviously. And why do we want to destabilize a country? There's no reason to do that. Yeah, you're avoiding a power vacuum. Yeah, it's just common sense.
And also coordinate on the diplomatic stage as well. So I'd say it's not a change. If anything else, the greater dependence on Iran for oil by Beijing makes it much more, I guess, less resilient of an energy market for the Chinese and makes them more vulnerable. So overall, it gives the United States even more leverage.
Very good news for us.
Just a point. Former Navy Captain, Pentagon official Brent Sadler, thank you.
Yeah, no doubt. Zerani, it's funny that we were a puppet, the UK and the US before the revolution, now China and Russia, and now probably back to the US. At least the economy will thrive. Yeah, and like that's always one of the it's one of the kind
You
of
can
what's
smell
silver
me
linings.
to
I
balance
guess not really silver lining. I mean, I guess what you're saying is a silver lining. It's kind of like the thing. It's like, okay, well, you are going to get freedom, but now you're going to have the influence of this other country. I mean, I think that you're right about that. And obviously, it's like kind of unfair in a lot of ways, but I think it's accurate, definitely. I'm Cuban. All that's happening is a big W for us. Fuck the white leaders who don't know what's going on in our country. Trump 2028. Yeah, I mean, listen, man. I hope that Cuba is able to have a revolution too. Like, my understanding is that a lot of Cuba's economy was based off of Venezuela. So if they're not able to continue that, then things are going to change. This is what I saw earlier, but I don't know a lot about that. Don't quote me on that. But that's just what I've read. Anyway.
Nice.
Protesters gather outside of the BBC over lack of coverage on Iran protests. This is awesome. Ayatollah BBC, shame on you, shame. Man, that's a lot of people. And also, look at this protest. Everybody is totally orderly. There are primarily Iranian flags, some with Israeli flags. There's a lot of Israelis that Israel and Iran used to have a pretty close relationship before this, and so, you know, that's the reason why an American flag there. And so, yeah, this is it. And they have a plastic flag, too. Yeah, nobody's causing problems, nobody's violating the law, nobody's smashing cars, nobody's standing in the road. These are people who actually, you know, imagine this. They're actually out there to protest, to make a difference, and to try to raise awareness for something, not just to absolve them from their late white guilt that they've learned in fucking high school, right? They get arrested if they wave the UK flag, though? That's funny. Yeah, you're kind of right. Iranian energy approach is practically taking over Iran's second city. Holy fuck. This is second, is it second largest? Oh, second largest. Sorry about that. And look at that, exactly attention to
You
one.
can
Yeah.
smell me to come from the
This is in Iran. This doesn't show death. Watch off stream first, okay. Holy shit. Wait, did the Iranians post after the shut off of the internet? Well, you have people that are more tech savvy that are able to, you know, get a leg in here and there, and so they're able to kind of take advantage of it. But for the most part, yeah, it's been hard for a lot of them to have internet. Starlink? My understanding is that there were radio jammers, so Starlink wasn't functional, and they also didn't have the tools, the hardware for Starlink, but I could be wrong. My brother's in the city right now. It's actually his birthday. I've lost connection with him since yesterday. Yeah, say happy birthday to him from here. Well, there you go. Anonymous is vowed to get Iran online again. I wonder if they can even do that without the hardware. I don't know. You need to
shit
Yeah, I thought so too. You sure this isn't Minnesota? No, people are too behaved. Well behaved. No, if it was Minnesota, they'd be setting the cars on fire. They're smuggling some into Iran. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna happen. And security forces are nowhere to be seen. You know the regime is fucked. Yeah, exactly. There are ways to communicate with people in Iran. Yeah, I know somebody else that, like, I was talking to them, and I was like, I remember, I was telling the other day about how, like, you know, that one, like, suicide plane guy flew into the IRS building, and my dad was working at that IRS building at the time, and, you know, I remember I called him, and I didn't get an answer, and I was like, well, you know, I'm freaking out, right? I'm the kind of person that freaks out. And so, I'm a warrior in games, and I'm a warrior in real life. And so, my point is that, you know, I was freaking out about it, and so, like, I can only imagine what it's like for them. I mean, the odds are, it's, you know, things are fine, it's just the internet's turned off. But, like, it's the not knowing is, you know, it's very unsettling. Even if the Ayatollah escapes, he won't live long. He's in his late 80s. It doesn't matter. Like, I mean, I hope he doesn't escape. But, even if he does, it doesn't matter. Like, I mean, it's over anyway. Like, I mean, them killing the Ayatollah or something is totally symbolic. Iranian protesters set fire to the Al-Shul Mosque in Tehran. Holy shit. Damn. They burned a motherfucker down. Holy shit.
I don't know why I said nice. That's definitely not good for me.
Yeah, what's this here? And yeah, two non-haters' opinions. It's beautiful. Yeah, that's great. And I mean, again, the thing is with these mosques. I mean, I don't think that these people probably have a problem with, like, you know, different what do you call it? Different Muslims being in the country. But I think that the reason why they're burning them is because these mosques represent these are like the citadels of oppression in the area, because they view them as, like, basically probably like a state-mandated religion. It's symbolic. Yeah, it's symbolic. Exactly. That's a good way to say it. And let's see if I've got any more of these that are worth looking at, because there's just been so much of this going on. And this is, again, I did see this, but, you know, I tried it out myself. Extra place the Iranian flag emoji. So now you can use that inside there. And there's that too. I'm looking at Iranian protesters brought down the Islamic regime symbol in the capital, Tehran. Man. Stupid fucking... What's that? Is it... Don't you put that in a blender? Like a mixer? Yeah. No, get that shit out of here. Yeah, wow. And not a surprise. That's
Crazy show.
Yeah, wow, what an amazing thing. Khomeini has issued orders for further killings and intensified the crackdown. Oh, well, keep this in mind, too. Look at this. So this is the one that somebody linked to me. Iran protests. Image of plainclothes individual instructing agents on which protester to shoot for identification. Jesus. Jesus. Isn't that crazy? A fat rat. Yep, a fat rat. Absolutely.
صد آشغال آتیش میزنه برای اینکه او خوشش بیاد.
Look at that.
همه بدونن جمهوری اسلامی با خون شریف روی کار آمده.
Very soon.
در مقابل کسانی که
تخریبگرند. Are they shooting the protesters? It would seem as though they are. Yep. And if you don't go along with that, you die. As long as regime security forces try to rescue group protesters in Mashhad line, the police cars quickly rammed, broken into, and the prisoners were freed by a massive crowd. And then they spray painted "Long Live the Shah" on the police car.
Damn, that's crazy. You just thought that.
It's so over. It is so over. Totally fucking cooked. BBC Persian released footage of a hospital. I'm obviously not going to watch this one, right? 20 injured people with many with gunshot wounds to the head and neck. Oh my god. Holy shit. An Iranian anti-regime protesters use Molotov cocktail at the government building. Fuck him. Fuck him. There it is. Such a nice guy giving us financial advice. Don't watch that one. I won't. I obviously won't. Elderly Iranian woman screams after being hit in the face with a projectile fired by the regime's security forces. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. I've been dead for 47 years.
This guy's crazy.
She ain't wearing that bullshit over her head either. And you gotta keep in mind, for this woman, right? She was a grown-ass woman. She was an adult whenever she was able to live the good life, and she had to spend 47 fucking years being oppressed. Yeah. So you gotta keep in mind, all these old people that are out there protesting, one of the reasons why is because they remember. That's a real protester? Yeah, exactly, right? Iranian anti-regime protesters who captured and set fire to the police station. It's just... Do you guys ever take a step back and think about the fact that we're able to just watch literal revolutions happen on Twitter? Isn't this incredible? I always wonder, like, would something like this have happened if Elon hadn't bought Twitter? And also, like, just the fact that, really, I mean, we would have had no idea that this was even ever happening. Yeah, man,
bro, this guy's beating me like
yeah,
crazy.
absolutely. I mean, like, as I said, it's just obviously the right.
I wanted to forfeit
that
actually,
might be
but
an
it
audio.
didn't.
I'm gonna look at it. It seems like that's what it said on the title. Tehran is on fire. Jesus. Worldwide democracy as it is. Well, I think that they want the king to come back in a way. But you could say if everybody wants the king to come back, then in a way it's democratic, right? Because they all wanted him to come back. This is why they want to ban Twitter. Exactly. They want to ban Twitter because Twitter is the free speech platform. This is how the streets of Tehran look now. It's now reached revolution levels of dissent. The man is writing "Long live the Shah" on the wall.
Well, actually, I know I'm not too low. Yeah, I'm Vision 2.
Kingdom Come Deliverance 3 Iran. Yeah, I guess so. And the anti-regime protesters built barricades completely blocking traffic on a major highway. Holy fuck.
Stories that are
This is what I wish would happen for North Korea one day. Yeah, me too, but I think that if it doesn't come from the people in North Korea, you could, like, let's say we take out Kim Jong-un. I think that there's a huge possibility that somebody else replaces them, and
to be honest, I can't pronounce it well either. Probably.
Approach something like North Korea is to just approach it with information, right? That's it. His sister? Yeah, apparently his sister's worse than he is. That's what I hear about. I don't know if it's true or not, but that's what people say. Iranian regime protesters burned down the city hall building. Holy fuck. China won't allow it? I mean... So what? Just do it. What are they gonna do? So, yeah, breaking regime security forces rapidly lost control of Iran's capital city, Tehran, the second largest city, Mashhad, and the fifth largest city, Shiraz. Holy fuck, man. Once elite world-class education system has fallen to Islamists. So true. They're out there literally Isn't it insane that inside of Iran, they're pushing away an Islamic government, and inside of New York, they're doing protests to support Hamas? What the fuck happened? Really? Isn't that insane? Think about that. It's so delusional and deranged You would think that it's not even real. Oh my god. Yeah, what a weird world. I know, I hate it. It's so stupid. So let's see if I can find a few more of these here too. But Bahrain live rounds, I'm not going to watch that even though it's probably just sounds. But yeah, Crown Prince Flavirosa just traveled to Paris and boarded the Air France flight flying southeast. Holy shit, streets in Toronto full of lion and sun flags tonight.
That was going in from.
And somebody was saying the sun is like a, it's like a very important, like is the sun kind of a, like a central, like, what's the word for it, symbol inside of Zoroastrianism? Is that basically what they were saying? Praise the, yeah, unironically praise the sun. Yes, exactly. Yeah, it's a core symbol, I get it. They worship the fire. I don't know if it's like that or not.
Oh, he's congratulating the team.
Man, and I do have to say, this is what feminism looks like in 2026. Not some fat woman screeching hysterically at ICE whenever they're deporting a child molester. Yep. I know. But you're not being oppressed because you can't buy, your 10 different romance books, etc. That's a quote. I'm just saying. That's it. And bro, they got him on Pack Watch. Just fucking insane. They're actually working for women's rights. Isn't it crazy so many of those women that care so much about women's rights aren't talking about this? Isn't that just like such a huge mask-off moment for this? To me, it's unbelievable that that's even the case. It's crazy. Some footage from Iran in the late 60s. Let me see if I can pull this up. The UK says this is Iran.
Welcome to Iran 2026.
Man. Polo. Man. It's a nice place. It's a really nice place. Looks like Miami. Yeah. I mean, really, you look at the city. This is a really nice city, too. Do Cuba 1950 versus the 20... Is it true that Cubans still have the same cars that they had whenever we left the Cuba? And they just keep repairing them infinitely? Like the ship of Theseus? They do? Oh my god. Yeah, polo, fucking tennis, driving around the nice cars. Man, that's insane.
Hello everyone, I am in central London and I'm outside the Iranian embassy. Why am I outside the Iranian embassy? I'm outside the Iranian embassy because innocent Iranians are being butchered and slaughtered at the hands of an Islamic regime. The Islamic regime, if you're watching this and you're British and you say, what the fuck has this got to do with us? We help.
How the fuck do you think that you got a bunch of those people coming over? The thing is that if you don't want to have a refugee crisis, yeah, obviously you shouldn't bring in a bunch of refugees, but there's another way to solve it too, is stop the places that are creating refugees from creating them.
Put that fucking Ayatollah, this scumbag,
into
that country.
Piece of shit.
And they've enslaved the people since 1979.
They have.
The people who are not Muslim have been enslaved by Islam, forced to wear a hijab. Women, the only real feminist movement that I've seen in my lifetime, the real one, not the
fucking based. Absolutely fucking based. Let me make sure I turn this up, okay?
Bro, everyone he likes watching is basically pro-Israel. Or is pro-Israel, not basically.
I've seen in my lifetime, the real one, not this third wave bullshit. The only real feminist movement I've seen is those brave, fearless girls who take off their hijab to dance and sing and get murdered. There's been so many murders if you go back from each of these uprisings. What you're seeing now is a revolution happening in Iran, and it's a revolution happening by people who don't want to be enslaved by Islam.
Bro, Asmongold's smart, literally Tommy Robinson.
That wanker in charge of our country, I personally think we should be...
He's a very smart guy as well. And I don't know about
I
Israel,
think
he's
we should
not,
do
but
that
like,
because I think it might radicalize them against us, and it would delegitimize the revolution. It would be like it would now be the revolution that was done by America or the UK. I get like inside of the moment, like obviously I would support that, but I just think it could lead to problems down the road.
Bases everything. He needs to be hit now while the people are rising up. I just come here.
They're begging for us to help. I think there's a critical mass point where I would say that, yeah, the U.S. should help, especially if they're just gunning down all the protesters. I would say, yeah, I mean, there's definitely a point at, like, the end of Helm's Deep, at the end of the Two Towers, where Gandalf is at the fucking top.
Gandalf
And
Hitler.
he's there, and he charges down
Gandalf
and kills
Hitler.
them. Yeah, I think that there's a point for that, but you want to make sure that they're there. You do.
Oh my gosh, wait, no, I need
To
a...
say, without getting run over, well, I tried to anyway. It's to say,
I'm almost the bottom of Platinum 1, I need to only do this.
He's saying facts. I left Iran in '79 with my dad when I was 4 because boys older than 7 were no longer being allowed to leave.
Scumbag justifies paedophilia. That country there, out behind Hamas, Hezbollah, they support every terrorist regime that is harming us, the West.
Yeah.
All of us, yeah? They're weak and they're on their ass because Israel's fucking obliterated them since October 7th.
You're right. Israel's totally fucking destroyed them. Like, you know, that's our tax money at work, right, guys? And so, yeah, they've totally beat the shit out of them.
So I'm here to show my disgust and ask you,
Squeegee?
I don't know if it's going to go because I have holding this. Hey, mate. I've seen ladies doing this. I've seen women doing this. Just to show their disgust. That's our disgust in Great Britain. Fuck the Ayatollah, yeah? And freedom. Freedom for all those women, yeah?
Burn his fucking hand.
Iranians. Thank you so much. And if you can, there's a demonstration
Turn
right
it,
Yeah, of course, right? I mean, there's a downstream effect of them funding global terror.
Oh, he didn't really touch it. Whatever.
Yeah, that's absolutely true.
There's people outside here every day, yeah? But come down and support them as members of the British public. Do you know the power went out? The power went out in Iran at 8 p.m. All in their phones. All these people who've got family in that country. It's a blackout. It's a blackout because he's killing forces.
It's a blackout.
Citizens, yeah? So show your support this Sunday, 3 p.m. right here. Come down here, show your support. This Sunday, 3 p.m. Here, yeah?
There's a rumor going on the president of Iran is
In front of Downing Street.
I mean,
Sunday, but I'll be there Sunday reporting for you at 10 Downing Street. Get your asses there, show some support, show your disgust at the Islamic regime, and pray that this Ayatollah and their corrupt Islamic supremacist mindset falls. And falls soon, so then you can see the parties in Venezuela that you saw the people celebrating. You can see the celebrations coming out of Iran.
Yeah, somebody asked in chat, they said, why Venezuela and not Iran? Number one, Venezuela is a lot closer, and it's much closer to being a domestic threat than Iran is, number one. Number two, Venezuela wasn't anywhere near a revolution in the same way that Iran is. So basically, like, all we really would have to do, you know, in Iran was to maybe do like this.
Didn't really need
Venezuela, we had to go capture the fucking president, and you've got to keep in mind that, you know, their whole government is still there, and it's not like Venezuela is now this democratic Western paradise. They still have these psychos riding around in Venezuela trying to kill people who are supporters of America coming in and getting rid of Maduro, right? So it's not like everything is, you know, like fucking roses and butterflies over there. So that's the reason why. Also, Venezuela's already in America. Well, that's what I was saying, right? Yeah, we've done damage over there. We don't need to take a step back and before we do more, let the UAE help. Yeah, exactly. Persians are tight with the center right in the UK. Lefties hate them because they're refugees on our side. What a surprise. Yeah, I would have never guessed. And let's see if there's any more of these two, because there's been a lot more. Thanks for the question. Yeah, I do my best, right? And see if there's anything more about this that's worth looking at. But yeah, again, this is my favorite one, is the BBC.
The big cup.
Thanks to Elon Musk. Oh, wow. This is Zafarnia. I think it says, I'm not saying it. Right now, through Starlink. Holy shit. She posts a lot. Yeah, I know. She's pretty common, you know, a person that I watch for this stuff. It's been very consistent. Yeah, Elon Musk and SpaceX recently activated Starlink over Iran and are reportedly offering free service through early February 2026 to support connectivity during the government-imposed blackouts. It's so crazy to me that people get mad about Elon Musk not thinking that, you know, a trans person, you know, is like the same as a biological woman, but they'll ignore the fact that he's providing, you know, internet to a country that's trying to overcome a oppressive, totalitarian, murderous government. Isn't that weird? It's like these little, small, fucking social identity issues take precedent over literal, you know, national empowerment of an entire group of people. Like, where's the priority list there? Brave Iranians now taking to the streets with the true flag of Iran, the lion and the sun. Man. He did it for Ukraine too? He did. Yep. Absolutely did. I like Elon. He might be a little weird, but he's a visionary. Yeah, Elon's... listen, there's a lot of people that are really successful that are very weird. But that's the way it is. The entire local government municipality building in northern Iran, city of Karaj, is currently engulfed in flames. Well, that doesn't look good. Yeah, that doesn't look good at all. Why does they do it for North Korea? Because they have such a tight, they probably have such a tight grip over, they have such a tight grip over that area that it would be too risky. And also, it could damage his relationship with maybe China, and maybe it's not worth it for him. Right? And they have nukes. Well, I don't think it's really that at all, actually. I think it's the fact that, like, you need hardware in order to run Starlink, and because North Korea is a much more controlled country, it's harder for them to get that hardware in there to even use Starlink in the first place. You see what I'm saying? They're probably going to phones. They're safe from Diablo Immortal. Yeah, exactly. And this is Russia. Yeah, Russia has nukes, and they have no problem doing that with Ukraine. They have direct cell service, no hardware. Yeah, no surprise there at all. And of course, why is the BBC not? Excuse me. Why is the BBC not reporting on this? It is just insane, man. And I think the reason why, as I said, is because they're totally taken over by a bunch of weirdos. Nowhere in Tehran is silent. What is it? Weirdo activists. They love Islam. Yeah. Anything that is anti-Western, they will support. You want to retweet me? Tell them thanks. Appreciate it. Yeah, I think he's really doing them a huge service. Make sure we don't accept Iranian refugees. I've seen a few so far I wouldn't mind accepting.
This guy's very good, to be honest.
What can I say? So, there's another one here. I went to Iran, Tehran, and...
That guy was crazy.
Bomb. Okay. Yeah, there it is.
Down on gold now.
Yeah, okay, I was about to say. And
that guy does not belong in gold.
This bitch does not live in Iran. Under a complete and total blackout for all communication except for a few Starlink users. Narja's been tweeting non-stop all day, every day. Well, she could also be a government agent. You could think about that too. So yeah, there's an out video now. This iconic smoking Persian girl. Is this it? Man.
Yes, God.
Damn. How about that? I didn't know they had a video for it too. Just burn his bitch ass out. Fucking got him. Let's see here if I can find these. And Avon Force, yeah, I totally agree with Nick. I think Nick's totally right about this. And what is this here? Calls out Islamist violence against Christians. I'll look at that probably later on. USDA is suspending all federal funding to... Oh my God. Wow. That is insane. Iranians refuse to step on the American-Israeli flags and call a supporter of the Islamic Republic dishonorable for doing so. If you're wondering why the global left is completely silent about what's happening in Iran, this is why. They know a free Iran would not only normalize relations with America and Israel, but become an ally. They never cared about human rights. The only thing they want to do is destroy America, the West, and Israel. They know that with the Islamic regime gone, and unable to finance Hamas, Hezbollah, the Houthis, and other terrorist organizations, that goal will become extremely difficult to achieve. Abso-fucking-lutely. Totally agree with this guy. I like him. And so, yeah, definitely. It's the same thing I said earlier.
That was crazy, though.
I agree with myself. And I like the guy filming at the tower on the other side. Yeah. I don't know what he says. Watch the left call the Iranian refugees Islamophobic. I mean, I'll be honest, like, if I came from an Islamic dictatorship, I probably would be too. And he's such an idiot. It's almost like at this point, like, it's almost funny because of just how stupid it is. He's so stupid. Every single time. This guy always ends up on the wrong side. It's like he basically, if this guy's supporting the group, the odds are they're going to lose. That's it. People for a dictatorship respect the most powerful democracy in the world. Imagine that. Yeah, what a big surprise, huh? How about that?
Mr. Beast has once again found
How
himself
about
in the midst
that?
of controversy, this time for something completely unexpected. A seemingly harmless Minecraft civilization video with $50,000 on the line, from AI version trolls to poor moderation to allegations of bribery. Today, we'll be looking into what actually happened, and if it's as big of a deal as the headlines would lead you to believe. On the 27th of December 2025, Mr. Beast released a video to his gaming channel titled 1000 Players Simulate Civilization, Boys vs. Girls. This video was a collaboration with the renowned Minecraft YouTuber Ish, who's known for his Minecraft Civilization videos, and to release the modern-day YouTube classic 1000 Players Simulate Civilization, Rich and Poor, in July last year, which I'm sure many of you have seen, considering the video garnered over 36 million views. If by chance you've never watched a Minecraft Civilization video, the concept is to hold a large multiplayer event in an attempt to simulate a human civilization within Minecraft, from forming economies, alliances, or even starting wars. The videos are generally presented as an experiment. However, the uploads themselves are more of a reality TV storytelling experience, where you follow what happened as it happened. These videos include main characters, storylines, and arcs, making them highly engaging even for those not fans of Minecraft itself. Now, combining the massive scale of Mr. Beast's productions with the legacy and storytelling of Ish should have been everything the video needed to be a massive success, and on the surface, it was. The competition within the video took place over 8 real-life days, with players logging in between 3 to 6 hours each and every day. The purpose of the event was to have 2 separate teams of 500 boys and 500 girls to build separate civilizations in opposite sides of a massive war, with the goal of checking in after 7 days to see what side accomplished the most, with the winning team splitting a $50,000 solo prize. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen the video yet, but the boys group won. Based on how it was presented, it appeared as though the girls' civilization collapsed due to internal drama. Their leader went missing, factions turned against each other, and by the time the wall came down, they were scattered and unprepared, resulting in the boys group winning the contest. What should have been a non-controversial, fun, and unique video video from Mr. Beast and Ish quickly flipped into controversy within hours of the upload, with the primary issues around the video stemming from its boys vs girls format. Having the video framed as boys vs girls immediately created an incentive to sabotage the experiment rather than genuinely compete. If you think about it, if you're a male player who wants to win, then there's two options. Either play fair and hope your team outperforms the other, or play dirty and infiltrate the other team to destroy them from within. After all, in order to win the competition,
This is a really dumb controversy, I'm sorry to say.
But here's where things get genuinely
So far, it's so
According
good.
to several of the participants, a group of Russian men used AI-generated images of women to pass the verification process and enter the girls' team. These infiltrators allegedly killed players for days prior to being caught, and left signs with swastikas and hateful messages in Russian, while also completely disrupting the girls' ability to form alliances, which is crucial for the success of the team. The paranoia surrounding fake accounts attempting to infiltrate
This is not much of a controversy. This isn't Mr. Beast's fault.
simply due to their voices, according to accounts which we will get
Actually, you know what, sure, I'm glad I saw this video, but it is not Mr. Beast's problem. Kinda is. He should have been better about it.
In addition to the deepfake AI infiltrator issue, there was also allegedly participants in the boys group who were bribing the girls with DoorDash deliveries in exchange for team killing other female players. While these claims are difficult to verify, it doesn't help that others have also claimed girls sold their accounts to boys in order to sabotage the competition even more. I want to note here that these claims aren't fully verified, so they could easily be misinformation. Now, that being said, let's look at the specific testimonies that brought this all to light, with a Twitter thread from Zaddy Gaming, a VTuber who participated in the event going viral, exposing several key issues that allegedly took place. I was in this event. Please keep in mind that we only had like 3 to 6 hours of server time each day. The girls' side fell apart for some reason. We unironically had Russian guys use AI images / deepfakes to cheat their way into the girls' side, and then just start mass murdering every girl they could see. This went on for IRL days.
Oh, damn, so it is literally the
These guys also left signs around our side of the map with swastikas and sexist messages. One girl on our side, Macchio, independently looked into the socials of these girls, who were murdering other girls, and found their YouTube channel and reported it to staff.
I'm gonna take a pause.
There wasn't even a way for us to report things
Oh,
in Discord
you
server.
look like an actual viewer or
Messaging staff
something,
with
but...
functionality in the Discord server. I'm not sure if
Ma!
this can be confirmed, but there are also reports of girls selling their accounts to guys as well, so the guys had sabotaged the girls. The girls' side had